Good morning, welcome back to Casa TexPina. We're on build day number 112 today. It's Saturday, it's payday, it's the end of the week. Finally get into the weekend. And expecting a lot of folks on site today again. Expecting that the plumbers will be here, the welders will be here, and I'm also expecting the solar hot water heater contractor, provider, vendor to go over where the location needs to be for on the roof line for the solar hot water heater, where that's going to be located at. Also, the masons are getting started. We're going to have about 3 or 4 masons starting in the master suite, and they're going to be starting to plaster coat the outside of the media room. So all the hollow block that you saw that is up here above the first floor, the outside edge of the media room, they're going to start plaster coating that today. It's probably going to take a while. They are already mixing a lot of mortar to be able to use for that plaster coating. We're continuing here in the front with doing forms for the fence posts, and they're bending more rebar in the back to continue the fence post around the rest of the way next to the neighbors. They're going to be closing off where it's by the bunkhouse all the way up to the other corner. So our fence line will be complete probably in the middle of next week, but they'll at least have it dug out today. So I'll take you guys around here momentarily and show you where everybody's at. So let's get started. Let's take a walk in, starting in through the front door. Like I said, we're still prepping the forms here for the front posts for the service gate. And coming in through the front door, Mr. Chucks is still chipping out conduit raceways. So we're working on that still, different locations. As I was telling you about the guys starting to work above the master suite. Way up here, they're starting to get ready to do the plaster coating on all of this outside of the media room. Reason being, we're still going to have access to that area, and they want to make sure to protect the hollow block. So they're going to plaster coat over it so that when we see it from the attic access, it'll still be a finished wall. So they're still working on that. They took the big door down. They're gonna start prepping to put it into location over here. I believe today is just prep work, so we'll see how it goes. And then also probably at some point, since they've got the door down, they may go ahead and concrete this. I'm not sure if that's today, but I'll show you when it happens. The hollow block from yesterday, we went up to 2 courses. They plaster coated the outside, at least started on it. They'll finish that today as well, possibly, and plaster coat again on the inside. This will be the foundation for the big picture window that'll be here. We'll have picture windows, probably up to it'll probably be almost 4 or 5 feet tall, and then the awning style windows across the top. So those will be nice to look at from the backyard, or to look from the inside out to the backyard. Mr. Totoy here, along with a couple of other guys throughout the house, are putting in door frames. So we're starting to get the last of the door frames put in place. And like I said, they are mixing a ton of mortar. And we got guys over at the sand pit bringing sand back and forth. They are leaving this form in place. They only removed the one from the column on this side. They are going to also start doing hollow block along the top of this, since it is still on the joists of the jack stands. You see a jack stand here, and there's another one hiding in all this mess of metal. Is a couple of jack stands to give it support. All right, let's take a walk around. and go upstairs. Well, actually, let's go look into Jack and Jill inside of bedroom 2's Jack and Jill laboratory. Mr. Joel is prepping to get plaster coating in that area. So he'll do all 4 walls on that, same as he did with the same as he did over here with the bay window inside of the walk-in closet. So all the walls are done. This sill will be finished later. Okay. Upstairs, same thing I mentioned. The only thing they're working on upstairs is door frames. I believe Mr. Anjo, our resident steel man, is also working the door frames. The first one he was working on this one yesterday afternoon. That'll be the one going from the closet out to the attic access. And he's getting ready to work the same thing here for the half bath for the media room. So the guys from the solar hot water heater company that we chose has arrived today to give us a helping hand with site location on the roof line for the hot water heater. Our original location was supposed to be here above the garage, but it turns out it's too small, not enough space. So the alternate location, as these guys are over here measuring out, is above the master suite. And that's what this gentleman up here was doing, was measuring where on the roof line it's going to meet. So we're going to end up putting it in the middle. It's 2.5 meters by 2.5 meters long. So we're going to put the supply line coming into it from here, and then the hot water is going to feed from our side, which honestly for us it's a good thing because we get the hot water first before it goes out to the rest of the house. So the solar hot water heater lead guy is talking to our lead plumber, trying to tell him where to put the stub ups at for the hot water and the cold water and the electric. So there's got to be 3 stub ups on the top of it. So they'll stick out actually about 4 inches above the roof line, and with an elbow facing south, oh sorry, facing west. That way they can connect everything on the same side of the water heater where it comes out at. And that's what he's getting ready to explain right there. Okay, so he's marking up here. I'll zoom in on this section. He's gonna mark where the plumbing needs to go. And there's the plumber coming out of the media room so that he can get up there and see where it is he's wanting to place it. So he's helping to locate where those stub up pipes are going to go. The one for hot water return, cold water supply, and the electrical conduit as well. Fortunately today I've also got my electrician on site. So I've got the electrician, the welder, and the plumber, and they're all getting direction as far as where the placements of their respective pieces need to be. So the installer is telling the electrician where he needs the stub up to come out at for the electrical supply. Now it is a solar hot water heater, but the electrical supply is a backup, just in case there's days where you don't have a whole lot of sun, or you've got several days with rain. It's an electric backup just in case. That way you still always have hot water. Okay, so the CCTV guys have returned today as well. They're going to continue installing the conduits, raceways for the all the wiring on the inside of the house. And according to their foreman, they are projecting to be done sometime today, possibly. So I'll show you as they get into place and get working. I'll show you throughout the day what they're working on. They're taking the door frame down, set it down, and they're putting in rebars along the sides as long nails. This will be what they use to connect it with concrete and mortar along the side. to make sure that it holds in place in the door frame. Well, it's another high frequency day. We got lots of drills, more drills. So these are the CCTV guys. They're putting in some of the rough conduits. They may even pull wire by the end of the day to have the rough installation done. Here, what they're doing with the door frame, they've been putting in rebar spikes to use for securing the door to the wall where they're going to place it at, and they're doing that here at the front. And that's getting they're drilling the holes there to put them into place. So this is where they're going to put the door frame at. All right, we got a delivery. Looks like some of the stone works that are going to be on the front fascias here, so the stone cladding, and then all the stone works. Yeah, this is all the stone cladding for the outside, the front. Going with this Avalon Sky, that was the name of the brand, or the name of the style. And those are going to be placed on the office, the front, the dining room, and the front of bedroom number 3. So these guys are going to get unloaded. Second one, what we are getting is all of the tile works here in the front. So the guys are just going to offload it and move it to where they need it inside. Marlon. Oh yeah, very nice. Yeah. The design's going to look on the wall. Could be something similar to this. And of course, these are all still dusty and dirty, so once they get cleaned up and put a finish over the top of it, it'll look a lot better too. And then we got the tile adhesive. All right, we're going to take a walk around, look around mid-afternoon, post-lunch, see where folks are at. Looks like we're mixing some more mortar, still doing plaster coat operations. As you can see above the garage area, above the beam, they did add in two more rows of hollow block. Do notice they left out the gaps so that the trusses and metal are not embedded in the concrete this time. Engineer looked that up, and that is this is the better way of the two of doing it. Doing this construction. You're supposed to have a sill plate where the sill plate connects from the top of the beam up to the truss. So that's what we're doing here. Looks good. Let's go ahead and move on, see where folks are at. Mr. Marlin over here is still working on the plaster coating the inside now of the bottom of the picture window. Up here you see one of the gentlemen from the CCTV crew and one of the gentlemen from the plumbing crew. Everybody's doing their little thing. We're putting mortar in, cementing the door frames into place. They are continuing to work. The CCTV guys are continuing to work the rough ends all throughout the house. Let's go back here in the guest side of the house, take a look. All right, Mr. Joel is still working on plaster coating inside of the lavatory area for Jack and Jill, or for the Jack and Jill part of bedroom number 2. Like I showed you earlier today, did a really good job here in the walk-in closet for bedroom number 2 as well. Let's go take a quick look upstairs. There was something that changed of note. I love these stairs. They're so much better than having to climb scaffolding. Okay, so we're putting block and concrete, block and mortar into place for the door frame, and this will be the door frame that goes out into the attic space. Same thing here for the half bath. Now the other part that Mr. Anjo was working on earlier today is the continued extension of these walls for the dormer window. Engineer did come back by yesterday or day before, and while we were off site, told the foreman what they wanted to do with this. So we're going to lower this. These 2 hollow blocks here in the bottom are going to go away. We're going to extend this out and make it look like a box window from the inside. On the outside, you won't even notice the difference. These purlins will go away, and they're going to put an additional purlin here in the middle, an intermediate purlin right here between this one, which is going to be cut out, and the one a little bit lower, so that when they go to do here, they'll be able to put the flashing. It'll come up against the edge of the box window, so that if it gets water on it, rains on it, it doesn't come inside the building or inside the window. It goes back out onto the roof line. They also got the skeleton of the roof line for the dormer window, and I'll show you all that from the drone footage here in a little bit. Now out here through the attic space door above the master bedroom, Mr. Jericho is precariously working, still getting all the dimensions right for how thick to make the plaster coat here on the outsides. So he and Mr. Lance, there's Mr. Lance, are continuing to work this area. You see over in the edge, one of the CCTV crew are continuing to work their magic with the all the conduits. And down on the bottom, the plumbers are starting to work their piece, where they're going to have the hot and cold water pipe supply come up here. You can see they've already got a piece laid up here where they need to be. Okay, here on the outside of the garage area, a couple small things going on. A different Mr. Marlin is over here picking up the excess dirt and moving it back to the inside so that we can get the exterior edge all cleaned up. Be nice looking for when we're not on the site. And Mr. Romy over here is also working the forms with Mr. Wilson for the service gate that will be on this side. So these are the posts for the service gates. Okay, looks like the welders have moved around to the front edge, and they're still continuing to put in the fascia, or the cenepa, as it's spoken in, I believe it's in Kapampangan, it may be Tagalog. Cenepa, so it's fascia here along the front. Okay, so here in the front doorway area, the engineer wanted them to go ahead and hang the door today. So they're working on that. They've already got the rebars put in place that are going to help connect to the spikes that were placed in the side of the door. They're also putting a brace across the front to be able to lean that big door frame right up against it. All right, we're getting ready to raise the door. Here we go.
May kami mga dalan.
Okay na, wala. 1, 2, 3.
Bili na. Bili na lubid. Kita mayari tabala. Sasakto yan.
Patalan niya.
Amo lambre.
Alright, they got the bottom in place. Got it shimmed up so that it's level this way. Now they're going to start working on the top. Make sure that it's level front and back. Alright, the door's up. It's in place. They've got it secured at the top. They've got wire that runs all the way to the front, to the front of the porch. It comes back on this side. It's secured in place where it's at. They've got boards on the front side of it, secured with steel wire, baling wire on to the back side. And it is sitting up off of the ground. Engineer told them these will not be buried into the concrete. It will be sitting up on top because of any concerns with termites. If the wood is actually below concrete level, termites will eat it. So we're going to leave that up. They're going to end up putting spacers underneath and tiling around it to secure it in place. Now up above, our welders are locating where the apex of the front porch roof, hip roof is going to start. So they're locating that, getting ready to put up a skeletal crew, same as a skeletal layout, same as they did upstairs for the dormer window. Right. Up here above the master suite, our plumbers are doing a little high wire daredevil act, placing the supply lines for the solar hot water heater that we talked about earlier when they were getting the requirements from the installation requirements from the solar hot water heater provider. So these are working here, and our electrician is also handing them the electrical conduit so that they can put that in for them while they're up there. So they're going to have 3 different stub ups. The stub ups are going to be, let's see here, this way. So this will be the cold water supply, hot water return, and the electrical conduit for power for the backup system. So they're putting those into place, and they will stick out 3 to 4 inches above the 3 to 4 inches above the actual metal roofing. right, it's almost quitting time after payday. Let's go see what everybody's wrapping up on. Start off with Mr. Ben here. Been working diligently on this plaster coated wall all day. Just about to wrap up just in time. And coming around to the front, they mixed some concrete and they poured concrete here on this post. So that post got poured today. There was one more post in the front that also got poured.
Very high.
Very high, huh?
High.
Good.
Yeah.
So he's starting the skeletal frame for the hip roof coming out over the front porch. They also finished. The welders also finished putting up this Cenepa, the fascia. Yeah, fascia. The front of the roof. So they finished that up today. Poured this column this afternoon as well. And today, our front door, the frame, got put into place. So it's roughly where it's going to be. And we will take a look at that as they continue working their way through the system and get it put into place. Our CCTV guys are done for the time being. They cannot continue any further until we have a roof on. So once the roof is done, then they will come back out, and same thing with the soffits. They'll come back out and work on those. Mr. Jericho has the whole top edge all ready to go for plaster coating. So they're going to work on it come Monday. The engineer's brother-in-law brought out some more supplies for us. These are the fiber cement board planks that will be used around the exterior of the building, and they'll start working on those Monday as well, as well as all of the stone cladding that's supposed to go on the front edge of the building as well. Okay, we got some door frames put in. We had some plaster coating done. Oh, and we're getting the stairwell wet down today, so that's good. More water on the stairs. More cement. The more water you put on the cement, the stronger it gets. So we've got a door frame here. We've got a door frame over there. And we got a door frame here for the half bath. We got walls put up for the dormer window, and they have their instructions moving forward for what to do with these two courses of hollow blocks and push this out to a box window. All right, guys, it's yabba dabba do time. Guys are wrapping up. It is the end of the week. So we had a lot going on this week. We had big crews, lots of people on the site. We had the electricians, we had the plumbers, we had the welders, we had the CCTV, we had the solar hot water heater guys. I'm sure there were a couple other cats and dogs, but we did get a lot done as well. Remember on Tuesday we had the big floor pour, so we had the big floor pour done. That was the big event this week. We also got the fascias put on the roof line all the way around, and still other places working on door frames and of course plaster coating continuing. We got the big beam going across the garage door opening finally. So been a busy week, like I said. Glad y'all were here. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for supporting our channel. We will see you guys back again on Monday. Same bat time, same bat channel. So remember YouTube's motto: like, comment, subscribe. If you like what you saw today, give us a big thumbs up. Comment down below. Hit the bell icon below to see your favorite videos when they're uploaded again. And if you like the videos you're seeing, hit the Casa TexPina star right over here on the side and you'll be subscribed. So until we see you again, have a great afternoon, a great weekend, and God bless. Thank you for watching. If you liked today's video, please hit like, subscribe, and hit the little bell icon to be notified when our next video becomes available.